People, you don't have to wait long for Red Dead. Again, it's coming out in a couple of months. So October 26th, 2018, you'll get it before you ever see Kingdom Hearts. You'll probably beat it before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. So there you go. You'll probably be able to walk every inch of that map before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
I'll jump over this table and cut you. You put tequila in me, I'll start to get crazy.
How is that a change from when you're not drunk?
That's true.
Yeah. We had a trailer drop recently. I believe it was either Monday or Tuesday for one game that people are thoroughly excited for. A game that, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really float my boat, but I know a lot of people out there do love it, and it is the sequel to one of the biggest games of last generation. Of course, I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption, and of course, we had the trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 a few months back when they were just saying, oh, here's kind of what it's going to look like, and here's what the premise of the story is, and you know, just go from there. But we actually got a new trailer that came out recently, and for the most part, it looks kind of deep. So let's go ahead and check out this quick trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, and we'll be right back with how we feel about it.
Product not yet rated.
You know it's gonna be M.
No, it's gonna be team, man. What you talking about?
What the fuck they playing these games for? Project Yard. Shut the fuck up. It's M.
No. What if it was adults only? Like, yo, what are y'all doing in this game?
I forgot that's even a rating still.
Oh yeah, that AO was out there. What was that? BM Triple X that came out like in 2001, where it's just like chicks riding on bikes with their titties out, and it was like, oh yeah, adults only.
Why is that a game?
Because there are sick people in the world. We played Galgun last week, man. Come on.
It's like rated T. Because Japan doesn't care.
Japan don't give a fuck. Japan is the honey badger of countries. But people have right there, you just saw Red Dead Redemption 2, which is coming out again when they showed at the end of that trailer, October 22nd. They're like, you better go and goddamn pre-order this game. It's going to be in hot sale and hot demand.
He's like, you ain't going to get a copy if you don't pre-order now.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because digital, duh. But we got Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out this October, right before Halloween, which is pretty dope. Which is a lot of people, especially when it comes to Rockstar, they tend to put their games out right around the fall time because one, they know people are starting up school and it's starting to get cold and people are going to go inside and just want time to chill on the weekend. But also, it's relatively close to Christmas, but it's also close enough to Christmas to where you have enough time to save up your money to purchase it.
Yeah, and I also think they choose October because that's also kind of close to November, which is known for bigger releases as well. And, and a lot of the big releases come out October, November range, so they chose a good spot. Yeah,
so again, we got Rockstar coming out with Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, like I said, with the first one, I really wasn't a big fan of it. It was a game where I enjoyed the gunslinging gameplay. I especially enjoyed it when you had the Deadeye thing that they give you, kind of like McCree in Overwatch, where you can slow down time and shoot a couple of your enemies. And for the most part, the story was pretty cool. But for me personally, hanging out in the Old West is just not my cup of tea. I was like, you know what? For me, keep in mind, I think Rockstar's even gone and said this as well. They said Red Dead is just kind of GTA with horses and no cool music. Yep. So that's kind of the same way I feel about it. The story mode and all the characters are somewhat interesting and cool, but with Red Dead itself, it's not that fun or entertaining of a game for me.
I'm not crazy on GTA until GTA 5, and I love San Andreas. I think it's alright. I think it's like I think it's a cool design, cool set piece, cool story. I think the story is very interesting. But as far as like the actual gameplay itself, I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you. Now, keep in mind, and this is gonna sound weird, but just give me a second. I promise it's gonna make sense. With Red Dead Redemption, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was like I appreciate why all the accolades it gets about being beautiful and having a moving story and fun gameplay, and the atmosphere and everything was cool. I still think one of the best scenes in video games is when you're riding, if I'm not mistaken, when you're riding from like Texas into Mexico, and just going along this long road, and then the night comes and you just see all these stars and it's beautiful, and they're playing like this fun old spaghetti western music. You're like, all right, yeah, this is dope. And then you go back into the game and it's like, oh, okay, I forgot. I was having fun for a moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, god damn it. But I really enjoyed the undead version when you would be fighting zombies and stuff. I was like, all right, this is fun. And I was like, wait a second, this is just the same game with zombies in it. Why am I enjoying this more?
But it's zombies.
But yeah, with Red Dead Redemption, it was just like, all right, this is fun and it's an entertaining thing, but it just doesn't really pique my interest. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think would get you into buying Red Dead Redemption 2. Because keep in mind, it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. I still feel like they're doing the same thing with keeping an interesting story and interesting characters. You know, have the same little towns, have some more horseback riding, and trains obviously going to be a little bit more involved in this one. And then also it looks like it's going to be a grander scale of a game. Keep in mind, the first Red Dead Redemption was huge when it came out, and I'm pretty sure this one is going to be that much bigger. And we actually have, well, I'll speak for myself because, you know, I'm a gaming journalist. We have an insider at Rockstar, and they're like, you are not even ready. You were not ready for what's coming out with Red Dead Redemption 2. So I think this is going to be like the next possible big thing. So let me ask you, what do you think would make Red Dead Redemption 2 look more appealing to you than Red Dead 1? Redemption 1. God damn it, because I know there's Revolver. Yeah, God damn it.
Let's act like that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. But probably if they showed me a little more gameplay, I think that as far as this is concerned, if we're talking about the trailer just in and of itself, I'm actually rather interested. I think that two things that'll probably get me to buy it. I might buy it right out the gate because one of the biggest problems with Red Dead 1 was that I knew what was going to happen. Just like you.
Right.
I had been spoiled by the time I had even been aware of Red Dead Redemption. So at that point, I'm like, well, a lot of the mystique of the story has been taken out, and if I'm not super crazy on the gameplay already, at least I can be pushed by a story. But if I know how it's going to end, there's no point to it.
Right.
So I don't know what's happening. I haven't really seen anything, so that's a good selling point for me. But as soon as they drop an actual gameplay trailer, or maybe like a 30 minutes of gameplay to see how it works out, that can probably win me over. I don't think it's bad, and and I love the Old West and Old West designs. It's always been so fascinating to me. So it's not a hard sell for me. Just show me that the gameplay has been tweaked a little bit, maybe made a little more fast paced, something to push me over to there.
With GTA Online, you can actually go online, play with your friends in the same world of San Andreas that you play when you're playing with the three standard story characters. But you get to go on a heist and do a whole bunch of other things, which is something I'm assuming they're going to be doing in here. Because like with Rockstar, keep in mind, we ain't gonna get another GTA game in probably about 10 years because they're making so much money off GTA. I think that's still in like the top 10 selling games, and that game, the remaster has been out for what, like a year and a half now.
I don't understand how they managed to spike up this much craze until I played it, and I'm like, yeah, this shit is amazing, and they did a great job with it. So yeah, they deserve all the money they're getting.
So do you think they could do something like Red Dead Online that would be interesting for you?
I think that would be so cool. Imagine an Old West where you're actually threatened by other outlaws and other people that you don't know who are real players. So they're always going to be not necessarily smarter than AI, but more realistic than AI. I think that would be really, really cool. Maybe you can build settlements. Maybe you can do different things like that. I know that the theme of this game is that the Old West is kind of ending. So maybe people can pick sides of like, you know, they're more on the industrialization side versus the more, you know, traditional side, and kind of see that clash and see what happens.
You know what, that could be really cool. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, like what TJ said, this game is taking place in 1899, which is when the Old West is kind of on its way out because the industrial age is moving in. You got people coming in and starting to do more things with oil and coal. Locomotives are being more present. Cars are starting to be introduced. Outside of, you know, all the horse and buggy. So yeah, like I think this could be, the story mode looks like it could be pretty dope, and that's something that I really wish would be refined a little bit more, because the way with the original Red Dead game, it kind of just like, here's the West and go out and do things. It's like, well, no, I needed you to like rein it in a little bit. I know one of Rockstar's big things is saying, here's a sandbox, figure it out for yourself. But I feel like with what we had in games that have come out recently, like Breath of the Wild, or even other things like, I would say even God of War, which is kind of like an open world game now, where it's saying, all right, go out and enjoy what you want to do, but it's still remember, like, you got this on the back burner. One of the big things with Red Dead Redemption that kind of made me fall out of it was I would end up going to one spot and I was like, wait, what was I doing? And then when I get back to the main story mode, I was like, who is this person again? And like, man, that's your wife. I'm like, it is?
Wow, I haven't seen her in days. No, I completely understand where you're coming from. And I think that Breath of the Wild is a great example of how a open world game should be handled. Or I also would throw in Skyrim as well, where Breath of the Wild never, like, in the background around the world, you constantly see what you need to be doing.
Right.
They give you signs, so that way you're never forgetting, but they don't tell you what to do. So I think that as long as you constantly give that character a sense of urgency, that way they always remember, oh shit, I have to go back and do this. That would always help out a game such as Red Dead Redemption. And I think that Rockstar, that's probably one of their biggest weaknesses, is that when they do sandboxes, which is not really necessarily a weakness. It's just a personal preference. I like the freedom, but I wish there was more urgency to the things you have to do. Like, maybe the world changes when you do certain things. Maybe, like in GTA's case, maybe cops are constantly on you until you do a certain mission for like certain types of missions or things of that nature. So I wish they kind of did that more.
You just don't like sitting around the campfire and telling stories? Like this ain't your good idea of great gameplay? That's not your Jones, man?
No, why would you think
Man, some people like it. I don't know. Them people are weird. But yeah, I think you're right. Especially when we both brought up Breath of the Wild. That not only had a sense of, you got to get this done and there's a sense of urgency, but it also gave me a sense of like, I can do anything. And I feel like we haven't had a great sandbox game like that. And keep in mind, it's the open world sandbox, completely different things. But with Breath of the Wild, that was something to where you could like, I wonder if I can climb that mountain. Holy shit, I can climb that mountain. Oh, I wonder if I could surf down. That'd be great if I could surf down this with a shield. Oh, wow, I can surf down this with a shield. Oh, I wonder if I equip a hot weapon on my back, I can not freeze to death. Holy shit, that worked. So with Rockstar, keep in mind, you guys have been making sandbox games for a long ass time, and they've done pretty well. But with Red Dead Redemption, that was the one where I kind of felt the technical limitations of it, and hopefully they can iron all of that out in Red Dead Redemption 2, because again, it looks beautiful, and I feel like they're already in the mode to tell a good story, and it seems like this is a great time in American history to tell an interesting story, because like you said, there's the Old West is dying, the technology's coming in, and what's going to happen. So you have that whole cool clash thing. So yeah, I hope that they can refine a lot of the bugs or a lot of the poor gameplay aspects that they had in the original Red Dead Redemption and make it work better in 2. Now, let me ask you, what's one thing that you 100% need or want in Red Dead Redemption 2 to make you be like, all right, this is 100% buy for me?
I don't know, man. Since I haven't played a lot, like I haven't beaten the first one, I don't want to don't take my opinion with a lot of credence. But I'd probably say, now that you've mentioned it, I'd have to think there's probably online there, because the freedom that I feel will definitely sell me on that. Like that will definitely it. I guess I say right now I'm probably 70%. To push me to 100%, I definitely want an online mode to where I could be an outlaw. I could pick what I want to do. That way I'm not tied down to the story or anything, because I feel like you're really missing an opportunity to have this whole giant map of Old West and not have a dope online. It'll kind of, actually, you know what? Now I'm it'll piss me off.
Jesus, brother, you need some more tequila? You need less tequila? He's like, both. But yeah, I think you actually kind of jacked mine, man. I think a good online mode would work. But I also wanted to be kind of a full cops and robbers thing, to where like, what you have to pick a side, or like either Old West or industrial. Like, all right, you pick a side, and you're going to be out in the world, and maybe somebody could roll up on you, you not know. Keep in mind, we've seen this done in Watch Dogs, and it was not done great because it's Ubisoft. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with their games. But they did it in Watch Dogs 2, where you could kind of hack each other's phones. You had to figure out who the person was while you were out in the regular world. I like stuff like that, to where it can integrate itself into the game, but it doesn't feel highly invasive. Yeah. Like I wanted to be like that, so I could be, working a store and somebody saying, yo man, there's, what's your gamer tag? Rising Phoenix?
Alpha X Phoenix.
Alpha X Phoenix is around the corner. He's like, morning, Alpha X Phoenix, you gotta find him. I heard he's been hanging out in the saloon down the street. And you walk into the saloon and like, all right, I don't know what he looks like, but you gotta kind of like check people out, like, all right, see who's moving, who's acting weird, who's got like a gun under the table. Like, all right, there's TJ, he about to do something wild.
See, and this is the perfect place to put like a system of bounties on people.
Yeah.
You put up your money. Like, I mean, this is the best way to put, like, hey, you know what? I want to have a bounty on one of a player who keeps fucking my shit up, keeps fucking my
like GTA 5.
Like GTA 5, but this makes way more sense because, this is an actual world where bounties are still a thing. And like, you can be like, oh, or I guess in Old West money, I got $100 on somebody.
Wait a minute, I got $1 million. Like, bro, you got the American economy in your pocket?
No, like, seriously, it's like, you got $100 on somebody, I need you to kill him, and then people will go after him. And if you're an outlaw, you're trying to take out people. And it's and the thing that's different than GTA, it's probably a lot harder because it's Old West gameplay, which means you have to be more strategic if you're an outlaw. You got to be hiding a little more. And the more I talk about it now, the more excited I'd be. There better be a goddamn online on this.
People, you don't have to wait long for Red Dead. Again, it's coming out in a couple of months. So October 26th, 2018, you'll get it before you ever see Kingdom Hearts. You'll probably beat it before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. So there you go. You'll probably be able to walk every inch of that map before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
I'll jump over this table and cut you. You put tequila in me. I'll start to get crazy.
How is that a change from when you're not drunk?
That's true.
Yeah.
No, I have a question.
Now I'll fight 2 homeless people.
I have a good question for you.
What's up?
All right. So because this kind of got me thinking, because of this is set in the Old West, is there a particular period in American history that you like to see put into a game, or that you're particularly privy towards?
I tend to avoid anything before the 1930s.
Okay.
Just as a rule of principle, like with that and time travel. I would like to see, you know what, not 20s. I'm sorry, not 30s, 20s. Around the 20s and 30s, the roaring 20s of New York. I think that could be really cool.
See, I say that the progressive era in terms of books, in terms of things that I like in media, I think it's so fascinating, and that'd be really, really cool because it balances out like industrialization as well as the new age of technology, the new age of, that's the start of noir. That's it'd be really cool to kind of see a game that's set in that period.
Yeah, and keep in mind we've had a bunch of similar games like that. We've had like games like Mafia, where it's
LA Noire.
Yeah, LA Noire. So like we have multiple games like that, but I feel like they're all kind of from like that same, I'm a mafia member, I gotta, figure out this, I want to be a bad guy, I gotta figure out how to do this or do that. I would like to see it done in a different way to where it's just like you're an average person that gets caught up in the middle of something. Yeah. Because like with LA Noire, you're a detective. You're a detective. With the mafia games, you're somebody that's in the mafia. Either you're trying to infiltrate or you're just trying to raise up through the ranks. But I would like for something to be a little bit more story driven during that time, where it's like, yo, my mom's sick, I got to find a way to get medicine, and then you get caught up in something, and then it goes from there. Because I thoroughly like games to where the world doesn't open itself up to you, and you're kind of lost until you're like three quarters of the way through the game. Something like BioShock, because like keep in mind in that game you're with the first one, when you're, what's his name, Booker, I believe, in the first one. You're going to try to find something, and now you're in this underwater city that you knew nothing about. Now you're dealing with this person, Dr. Tenenbaum, who's maybe a good person, maybe not. I'm dealing with Atlas, who's maybe a good person, maybe not. Dealing with Andrew Ryan, like all these characters, like I'm dealing with, and all this great story is going on, and I'm still lost, but I'm having a great time because it's like, yo, I don't know what's going on here, but this world is beautiful. You've immersed me in it, and it's something that I wanna learn more about. I feel like with a lot of the games that are set in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s era, it's just, hey, here's a sandbox, you're a detective, you're a mafia member, now go do the shit I'm telling you to do. There are a lot of step and fetch quests, which is something I don't like in a lot of those games.
I totally agree with you on that. I think that it's an era that really hasn't been tapped into a lot, and the creative design and creative teams could really just go to town with that. Rockstar, hop on it.
They too busy making money from GTA. I'm surprised they came out with Red Dead. It was like, oh shit, I guess we got to put it out. We've been working on it, kind of.
Could have done GTA 0.5, like 5.5. There you go. And then people would have eaten that shit up.
Well, technically they did when they remastered it for the PS4 and Xbox One. Rockstar, I'm like, shut up, you fucking our pockets up, man. But anyway, hopefully Red Dead Redemption comes out in October, and it's good, and everybody who wants to get their hands on it will enjoy it.